The story of Slash, born Saul Hudson, is far darker than we realized, because while the world knows him as the top-hatted guitar hero of Guns N' Roses, a rock god whose riffs on Sweet Child O' Mine and Welcome to the Jungle defined an era, behind the legend lies a life marked by chaos, excess, heartbreak, and survival against all odds. Slash was born in London in 1965 to parents deeply rooted in the music world. His mother was a costume designer who worked with David Bowie, and his father designed album covers for legends like Joni Mitchell and Neil Young. But that glamorous backdrop quickly gave way to instability when his parents' marriage unraveled, leading to a childhood filled with turmoil and dislocation after moving to Los Angeles. As a teenager, Slash discovered the guitar and poured all of his energy into music, but his path to fame was accompanied by an increasingly destructive lifestyle. When Guns N' Roses exploded in the mid-1980s, their rise to fame was fueled by reckless living, heavy drug use, and endless chaos, and Slash was at the center of it all. He has openly admitted to years of heroin and alcohol abuse so severe that doctors once told him he had just weeks to live after being diagnosed with cardiomyopathy brought on by addiction. Yet somehow he survived. The darkness didn't end there. His relationships were marked by turbulence, failed marriages, and the strain of a life lived under the constant pressure of fame. Behind the scenes, Slash's journey was also marked by near-death experiences, wild overdoses, and periods where he lost control completely. Yet his ability to claw his way back from the brink is what makes his story so powerful. What fans rarely saw was the emotional toll, the isolation, the paranoia, the sense of never belonging, even as he stood on the world's biggest stages. Slash has admitted that during Guns N' Roses' heyday, he was so consumed by drugs that entire years of his life are a blur, and the fact that he lived to tell the tale is nothing short of miraculous. His darkest battles nearly destroyed him, but they also forged the survivor that he is today. By the early 2000s, he finally sought recovery, rebuilding his health, reconnecting with his love for music, and eventually reuniting with Guns N' Roses for their historic comeback tours, proving that even after decades of destruction, redemption was possible. Yet, the scars remain. And the tragedy of Slash's story is that his genius was born from pain, his creativity sharpened by chaos, and his survival came at a cost most of us will never fully understand. Even now, beneath the swagger and the mystique, lies a man who has endured more than most, a man who has seen the darkest corners of rock and lived to step back into the light. The story of Slash is far darker than we realized, but it is also a story of resilience, a reminder that behind every legend, there is a human being carrying wounds that fame can never fully heal.